Hello everyone. You might see that this video, it's a little clearer. Oh, I have to get used to talking right here to you. It's a little clearer today because I'm recording on my phone. I'm trying something different. I bought a little tripod to the tripod. Am I in Boston now or something like that? I don't know. Anyways, a tripod for my phone to hook it up, and I thought there was gonna have more resolution in here, and it seems like it does. And I don't know for sure, but when I upload it, I can tell for sure. And if it does, then I'm gonna do this from now on and go from there. I'm pretty excited because this is kind of like my last, maybe not step, but like thing I wanted to tweak to make the videos as clean and nice as possible. It is going to be a little weird, uh, well, talking to a phone that's angled like this, because usually I'm talking to a computer that, well, the camera on the computer that is right above the screen, so I can kind of see myself. But in here, it's like I keep wanting to look to my right like this and see that, but I have to look here instead. So I don't know how it's gonna. I'm gonna get used to it. I have to, right? If I want to record on the the phone, but we'll see. The one thing I wanted to talk about today, though, I think it's pretty cool, is the power of language. So I don't want to think of this as or this video as the power of language to convince other people or in communication to others, but power of language when we use it on ourselves. And it can be quite powerful and uh, beneficial and also detrimental to not only our mental health, but also our physical health. So, one example is where science has proved that optimism actually increases your um, health. So, it increases your immune system. It also straves you away from, not straves you away, but helps you fight off against long-term diseases in the future. So, like cancer, different card, um, well, mainly cancer, the neurodegenerative diseases, those kind of things, Alzheimer's, all that, at up not opportunity, but optimism has a role to play in that. And so it's so interesting that even our language to ourselves has an effect on more than just our mental capacities. But the two things I wanted to talk about with the power of language and the power of self talk is one, how it affects our identity and how we can prevent it from collapsing, and two, how we can prevent desire and the disappointment you get from desire. We talked about the desire balloon a couple videos ago, and I'm editing that right now and posting it on my main channel. But I wanted to give you kind of like a mental tool that could help you against uh, the desire balloon becoming so big, disappointment coming in and popping it, and it being devastating to yourself. So the first one is identity. So think about this. So we always try to identify ourselves as singular words. So, for example, a brother, a teacher, an explorer, an adventurer, and a father, a mother, a sister. So these singular words. Now, in everyday talk, it's perfectly fine because you want to communicate clearly and effectively with the person you're telling and you're talking to. So you need to just get to the point, right? You got to say, I'm a brother. not I am this and that and this and that and who has brothers A, B, and C. No, I'm a brother, and they understand it. But when you're doing self-talk, it can be really detrimental, and here's why. So if you identify yourself as, let's take me for example, a brother, and you keep telling yourself you're a brother, you're a brother, you're a brother, or you're a brother, you're a brother, you're a brother, what happens if you're not a brother anymore? I have one sister, and I love her dearly, and I would say to people I'm her brother, but what happens if, God forbid, she dies? I'm no longer a brother. And if I solidified my identity as being a brother, then I have to come to terms with no longer being a brother. And that's devastating to yourself. You see that a lot. I mean, take, for example, the Holocaust. I always use the Holocaust, but it's such a great example because it's the extreme of human experience, right? Genocide is the extreme of tragedy and human experience. So we can contrast a lot of our examples against this extreme to see if they work. So, for example, in the Holocaust, a lot of Jews had full families, like Otto Frank, so the father of Anne Frank. He was a husband, he was a father, and he was a friend. And that's, you can see that in the secret annex of where they stayed before they were caught. Well, after the war, all his children died, his wife died, and his friends died. He was all alone. So not only did he have to go through the horrors of the Holocaust, now he has an identity crisis. He's not a husband anymore. He's not a father anymore. He might be a friend to someone else, but he's not friends to X, Y, and Z, the people who died in the Holocaust. So who is he? And that's why it's so detrimental to call yourself or tell yourself repeatedly, I'm a brother, I'm a father, I'm a sister, I'm a mother. What you should do instead is when you're talking to yourself and you're doing self-talk, you should try to consciously and repeatedly say, I am a human who has a sister. I am a human who has a brother. I am a human who has sons and daughters. There's two things that this does. First, it identifies you as a human. And no matter what happens in your life, if you're still breathing on this earth, you're considered a human. So your identity is already solidified. There's nothing in this world that can change you from being a human. You could say something like, so spoilers for Game of Thrones. I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, spoilers. So in Game of Thrones, Theon Greyjoy goes through immense torture with Ramsay Bolton and essentially turns himself into a pet to Ramsay Bolton, who's called Reek. And you could say that mentally he's not a human anymore, but I would argue he's still physically a human. He's still a human, even if he himself doesn't believe in it. So this identity of being a human is more solid and firm than the identity of a brother and a sister. And that's brought upon by the language we tell ourselves. The second thing on that is that at saying I'm a human who has a sister, there's an implicit, you are implicitly telling yourself that you have these people on loan, and which you do. You're going to die one day and they're going to die one day. You don't know when, but with this language, you're acknowledging it. You're acknowledging that maybe you're going to die first, or maybe they're going to die first. And so it's preparation for that day that tragedy will strike. So by saying that I am a human who has a brother or a sister, I'm acknowledging that, they're not going to be here forever. So I'm going to take a lot more time and love to love these people because I know that I have them on loan. Ryan Holiday, got that from Ryan Holiday. He said the world said we have the world on loan, which is true, but we also have our family members on loan as well. So that's one way you can protect yourself mentally from an identity collapse. Another way is, like I was talking about, with desire. And what you can do with desire is pretty interesting. So there was I forgot who said this story specifically, so I'm just gonna say a monk. So a monk got a new glass to drink, right? And it's this beautiful glass. We'll say there's like gold lining it, and it was beautiful. But what this monk said, he said, the glass is already broken. Now, he knows, I know, and you know, the glass isn't broken. That's not the truth. The glass isn't broken. Of course it's not. But he kept telling himself that. He said, whenever he had a thought of, oh my God, this is the best glass ever, I love drinking from it, he will always remind himself, but it's already broken. But it's already broken. But it's already broken. He would still love it. He would still cherish it, even have a little desire for it. But he would always remind himself, it's already broken. Now, what happens when the day comes when the glass shatters? He drops it and it shatters. What does he say? It's already broken. So he's tricking his mind into thinking that this glass is predestined to be broken, and it might as well already be broken at this time. So whenever he does come to the situation where the glass breaks, his mind is already mentally prepared and mentally fortified against the possibility. So when it does break, his mind doesn't think anything of it. It's because it's already broken to his mind. In his mind, the glass is already broken. So you can do this with anything, right? You get a new Ferrari. I don't know why. You get a new Ferrari and you get into it. You're like, oh man, I love these seats, but they're already torn. Oh, I love this engine and how it purrs, but it's already broken. Oh, these lights, they go on and off. That's a terrible, but they're already burnt out. So it's interesting that you can have these desires, but if you can have this mental tool to help prepare your mind for the inevitable decay and destruction of material property or materials, even our bodies, right? I could say, I love this body, I love the youth of it, but it's already old. So that whenever I hit old age, I was already old. And yeah, so what I want to say about that too is it's interesting because it's a lie to ourselves, right? And it's also, as far as the truth is concerned, it's contrary to the truth. So that that brings up more questions on how much are we going to value truth in this world? If we use these tools to help prepare our minds to better tackle life and the struggles of life, how much does truth matter at the end? And for me, with my purpose, or my definition of the purpose of life being to live and to play the game of life, the truth is not necessarily as that important to living life well or playing the game of life well. Because at the end of the day, whatever is true, all right, it's true. But being humans who have this self-awareness of itself, able to assess value and to believe in what we want to believe, even if we find the truth, who says that all humans are going to believe it? It's the same with the Holocaust. It's the opposite, right? There was this guard in the Holocaust, a Nazi guard. The prisoner was like, wait till the world hears about this. And the guard laughs at him. And he says, oh, I'm not worried if you escape. No one in the world is going to listen to you. They're not going to believe you. And it was true. There was this Poland resistance fighter, Pilecki. I think I talked about him before, but he volunteered to go into Auschwitz, not knowing what Auschwitz was. Crazy guy. I love his story. But he went into Auschwitz and he found out what was happening, and he tried to send messages out to the Allies to tell them what was going on. The Allies got it. The Britain government got it. The American government got it. The Russians got it. And they didn't believe them. They heard about these horrific tragedies that were going on in Auschwitz and refused to believe in the truth because it was so horrific and they never experienced it before, that they convinced themselves that it couldn't be. It couldn't. So that goes back to the truth. If somehow we do find the inevitable truth, what leads people to believe that humans are going to believe in it? And for me, I don't think they are. I don't think we're going to have a 99% kumbaya, yeah, this is the truth. Because the thing about humans is our core tendency, that what distinguishes us from animals or any other living organism is our ability to be self-aware, right? We can say, oh, I know that I'm living right now, and that eventually I'm gonna end. I'm gonna die. So because I'm gonna die, I need to make sure, one, to keep his body and organism alive, and two, assess how I can do that. And they were giving that ability, that self-awareness to do that. But that also means that people can have different beliefs on how to do that. And if you take that self-awareness away, then we're not human anymore. It doesn't distinguish us between a deer or a elk. And that's why I think, for the truth, why it's more important for us play the game of life, to live, and to use these these tools of language to trick our minds into thinking of different things that might not necessarily be true. The glass is already broken. My phone is already broken. This light is already broken. And by doing that, I myself prepare myself mentally for the tragedy and calm myself, regardless of what the truth is. Wow, I didn't think that would go that way, but there you go. There you go. That's I guess how we do it. 20 minutes. That's how we do it here. Anyways, it's always nice talking with y'all. I appreciate you, and also y'all being able to, even if you're not listening, just being there. I'm glad I have a camera to talk to and think through my ideas, and I'm very appreciative of it as well. With that being said, tomorrow's Sunday. No video, not like last week, because I didn't do a video for Friday or Saturday. This week, taking Sunday off. Gonna go out with the family, have a little fun. So you have a little fun on during your weekend or your Sunday. And I will see you guys on Monday. Coming to Christmas too. Have fun over there, alright? And if you guys need anything, just give me an email, alright? Or email. I might not respond depending on like what time frame, because it might be like 5 years from now and I get like a million emails, so I'm sorry if I don't get to it, but still email me. I care about you guys, so do it even if I don't respond. Like, do it. Anyways, bye. Have a good... I can't do it anymore. I'm shutting it off. Good night.